This part of the speaking test is called the two-way discussion. In this part, you will have to engage in a discussion with the examiner, which means that you will have to speak quite a lot in this part of the speaking test. This doesn't mean that the examiner will only keep on asking you questions and you have to answer, but that you would have to take part in the discussion. And then maybe the examiner will give you some more questions to follow up on that discussion. So what are the things which you are expected to discuss? Let's have a look at the kinds of questions that will come up in the two-way discussion. First of all, you may have to discuss a situation and give an opinion on it. So that means giving opinions. Now, remember that the examiner may not say directly, give your opinion on this thing or that thing, but what is implied is that you may have to say what you want to say or what you think, what your opinion is. Then you may have to describe something and give reasons for it. Let's suppose it is some change that has taken place in the society. So if there is a change that has taken place in the society, then you may have to discuss what changes have taken place, why they have taken place. So what is going on in the society at the present time? Later, you may also give this point, which is to compare and contrast. For example, if you're describing a change in the society, then you would give reasons as to why that change has come about. Let's say, for example, the use of technology in society. So, as contrasted to the past, how can it be compared to the society of the past? How can it be contrasted to other societies? What are the changes that have come about? And why have these changes come about? So you're expected to discuss this in detail. That's the point to remember. Okay, for you, that is, the answer should be detailed. And the answer involves description, giving reasons, comparing, contrasting one thing with another. And then you might even suppose or speculate something in the future. So when we say speculate, we mean that you suppose that something might happen in the future or could happen in the future. That is something you can talk about. For example, what would be the technology of the future? Or what kinds of sports will people play in the future? And so on. So it can be some kind of a speculation about the future. You may also be asked to evaluate. What is it to evaluate? Evaluation means that you may be asked what are the good or bad points about something, or what are the advantages and disadvantages of a particular type of thing. For example, a system of education. So if, for example, the topic is to do with learning and whether it is better to learn in groups or whether it is better to learn as an individual studying alone, then you may be asked to evaluate both the things. That what is the advantage of working in a group, studying in a group, and what is the disadvantage? Similarly, what is the advantage of studying alone by yourself and what is the disadvantage? So these are some of the areas that you may be asked questions on. So it's not that the examiner will ask you directly, evaluate something, assess something, or compare something with something else, or contrast it. The questions will not be direct. They can be indirect. But from that you have to judge that this is what you are required to do. So these are the various things that are done in the two-way discussion, which is the third part of the speaking test.